So students, today we start the chapter that is solution and colligative property. This chapter is from your section 1 which comes from physical chemistry. So topic we will conclude in this chapter. We start that is solution. Another there is a concentration terms. I think these concentration terms already we studied in 11th, like molarity, mole fraction. What is the important part, because these concentration terms will use in these colligative properties. Next is the solubility. After that we will study what is vapor pressure, because this vapor pressure is very important part which is directly connected all 4 colligative properties. Next we will see the colligative properties. Colligative properties which include the subtopics like lowering of vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, and osmotic pressure. Last topic, that is Van Hoff factor. Okay, so these are the topics we will study in this chapter. Okay students, we start with the topic that is solution. So what is meant by a solution? So I will take a very simple example. Suppose if I take a beaker and this beaker contains suppose 100 ml of water and I add 1 gram of NaCl. So what will form? Definitely NaCl means salt. Salt plus water gives a salt solution. So in order to define what is solution, solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more component. What? It is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more component is called as solution. Homogeneous means when we mix a 2 component or more than 2 component, it form a uniform phase. Uniform phase means single phase. So here the salt solution which is formed, it has one or single phase. So solution is made up of 2 components. One is a solute and second is a solvent. I think by these simple terms you already studied in 10th. So students, what is meant by a solute? So in any solution or we prepare any kind of solution, solute is taken in a smaller quantity and solvent is taken in a larger quantity. For example, if I say I am having a 20% ethanol, 20% ethanol solution. This 20% ethanol solution is made up of 20 ml of ethanol and 80 ml of water. So here ethanol is in a lesser quantity and water is in a larger quantity. So among these two, ethanol is a solid and water is a solvent. Okay, understood? It's a simple concept to identify which will be the solid and which will be the solvent. So students, we have seen the definition of solution. That solution is a homogeneous mixture of 4 or more components. Okay. So another method to identify how to identify what will be the solid and what will be the solvent. Suppose I have taken a salt, that is a NaCl and a water. If I dissolve NaCl into the water, definitely it will form a NaCl solution. So tell me, what is the physical state of the NaCl? That is a solid. What is the physical state of the water? That is a liquid. And what is the physical state of NaCl solution? Is a liquid. So the solution which is formed, if it occupy any physical state of the component, that will be the solvent. Once again, the solution which is formed, if it occupy the physical state of any of the component, that will be the solvent. So here the physical state of the liquid, the physical state of solution, the physical state of solution is liquid is same that as of water. So I can say that water is a solvent and NaCl is a solid. Or I can say that what is solid? Solid lose its physical state, but solvent does not lose its physical state. Hope I think you understood what is the concept of solid and solid. In the last point I discussed, solid is taken in a smaller quantity and solvent is taken in larger quantity. This is another method how to find out which will be the solid and which will be the solvent. So it depends on the solution's physical state. Solution physical state will be the liquid, and then we have to see which of the two component is a liquid. Another example, suppose I have taken a solvent which is in the form of solid. Suppose I take here liquid and solid in the form of gas. So tell me, solution will form having which physical state? Yes, so definitely in the form of liquid. For example, here I will take a water, solid in the form of gas, that is carbon dioxide. So it will dissolve into the water and form a solution. So understood what is meant by solution. So in this chapter mostly we discuss about the binary solution. Binary solution means which is made up of only two components. So here just we have two components, that is a NaCl water. So this is called as a binary solution. Here I take the water and carbon dioxide, it will form a binary solution. So finally we define once again what is solution. Solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components and which cannot be separated out by a simple physical method. Once again, it is a homogeneous mixture which is made up of two components which cannot be separated out by any simple or physical method. Okay. Okay, next topic is concentration terms. Now first of all, what is meant by concentration? Concentration means when amount of solid is dissolved in given quantity of solvent. Amount of solid is dissolved in a given quantity of solvent is called as concentration. Mostly the solvent we take either in the form of solid or in the form of liquid. So these concentration terms can be expressed in different way. So these are the different way of concentration terms. but I have divided into two parts. One is a volume related, second is a mass related. Because some concentration terms are affected by the temperature or they depend on temperature, and some are independent on the temperature. So volume related concentration terms is depend on temperature, and mass related concentration terms is independent on temperature. So volume related are percentage by volume, that is V by V, weight percentage by volume, that is W by V, molarity, which is denoted by the capital M, normality, which is denoted by N. In mass related, that is percentage by mass, that is W by W, mole fraction X, and molarity, which is denoted by the small m. But among this, the important part is molarity, mole fraction, molarity, because these three concentration terms which are used in very important part of the chapter, that is colligative properties. Okay, so we start with the important concentration terms, that is molarity, molality, and one more, that is a mole fraction. So first, what is meant by molarity? Molarity is denoted by the capital M, which is defined as number of moles of solid dissolved in 1 liter or 1 dm cube of solution, which is given by capital M, which is molarity, which is equal to number of moles of solid, that is N2. Please remember in this chapter, if I say for solute we will take 2 and for solvent we take 1. Means N is a number of moles of, if N2, N is called as number of moles. If N2 I say number of moles of solid, if N1 number of moles of solid. W is a mass, W2 means mass of solid, W1 that is mass of solid. If I say M2, M2 means molar mass of solid, and M1 is a molar mass of solid. Understood? So please remember 1 and 2, 2 means solid and 1 means solid. So here M is a molarity. Molarity is defined as number of moles of solid dissolved in volume of solution in dm cube or 1 liter. So N2 is a number of moles of solid and volume is in a V. Volume having a unit, that is a liter. So mole per liter, which can be written as mole per liter, is a unit for molarity. If I say 2 molar solution means 2 mole of solute in 1 liter of solution. If I say 3 molar solution means 3 moles of solid is present in or dissolved in 1 liter of solution. Understood? So next one is a molarity. Molarity is denoted by the small m. Molarity is defined as number of moles of solid present in 1 kilogram of solvent. Molarity is defined as number of moles of solid is present or is dissolved in 1 kilogram of solid is called as molarity. Molarity is denoted by the small m is equal to, that is number of moles of solid, that is N2, present in 1 kilogram of solid. Mass, kilogram is mass, kiska means mass of solvent, that is a W1. Okay, so if I write the units, number of moles kilogram, so will come up to per kilogram. So molarity having a units mole per kilogram. This is also called as molar, and capital M is called as molar. Molar solution. Understood? So next we will see here next topic, that is a mole fraction. So last concentration terms, that is mole fraction, which is denoted by the symbol X, which is called as zeta. Okay, this is called as a zeta. So what is mole fraction? Suppose I have taken a two component, one is a A and the second is a B. A component having a number of moles N1 and B component having a number of moles N2. So in order to define the mole fraction of A, mole fraction, suppose in place of 1 and 2 I taken A and B. Okay. Mole fraction is defined as number of moles of that component to the total number of moles in the solution. Because I prepared the solution in a container, I have taken A and B, two component mixed together to form a solution. A having a Na number of moles and B component having a Np number of moles. So in order to define the mole fraction, so mole fraction defined as the number of moles of that component to the total number of moles. So XA is equal to Na upon Na plus Nb. If I say what will be the XB? So XB means number of moles. What will the fraction of XB? Will be Nb upon Na plus Nb. So mole fraction of B means number of moles of that component to the total number of moles present in the solution. So this is a mole fraction. If I add XA plus XB, so what is XA? That is Na upon Na plus Nb plus Nb upon Na plus Nb. If I add this together, so I will get the answer 1. Yes. So XA plus XB means XA plus XB will now the mole fraction of solution. Mole fraction of solution is always equal to 1. Just remember, the mole fraction of solution is always equal to 1. But while solving the derivation on colligative property, we will use x1 plus x2 is equal to 1. One and the same. I told you already, 1 will be the solvent and 2 will be the solid. So mole fraction of solvent and mole fraction of solid is always equal to 1. So we have completed with the concentration terms, which includes molarity, molarity and mole fraction.